The Go Higher podcast is provided by the High Program at Wayne State University. The High Program, helping individuals go higher.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Go Higher podcast, where we take tough and relevant subjects in everyone's day-to-day lives and provide insight on how to respond, resolve, and re-inspire yourself and those around you. Studying abroad can seem exciting or scary, depending on who you ask. Many colleges and universities offer chances to study abroad for their students with creative and interesting classes that can meet almost any major requirements. Studying abroad isn't something that you do on a whim. You have to plan months in advance and do a lot of research to find the right program that's also in your budget. Today we're going to discuss the process of studying abroad, from researching to booking a flight. Misconceptions about studying abroad. Misconceptions can keep students from traveling to amazing places. Here are a couple and the information to clear them up. You have to speak the language. You don't have to know the foreign language to study abroad. While some programs focus on language, not all of them do, and you can have an amazing time in another country without knowing the language. It would be helpful to learn small phrases like please, thank you, yes, no, hello, goodbye, etc. But it's not necessary. It's really expensive to travel abroad. Programs can range from 2 weeks to a year, while studying abroad can come with a large price tag. There are many options that can fit different budgets. If you plan far enough in advance, you can save up the money for your program. Many schools offer scholarships and grants to help with costs, as well as provide private and independent scholarships as well. Knowing what you want. Before you begin to look at programs, you should know what you expect to get out of studying abroad. You should start thinking about studying abroad programs at least 8 months before you expect the program to start. This will give you enough time to comfortably research, fill out applications, get paperwork together, and save money or search for funding. Ask yourself, where do you want to go? Does it matter where you go? When do you want to go? For how long? Do you want to take a major specific class or fill general requirements? Answering these questions can make your search easier. Also, find out if your school offers study abroad fairs or informationals. These are great ways to learn about programs and talk to students that have studied abroad in programs that you're interested in. Researching programs. You should first look at your school's study abroad website to see what programs they offer. If you have specific ideas in mind about the type of classes you want to take, how long or when you want to study, or where you want to go, you can structure your search by those factors. You should look for about 3 programs that you are interested in and then narrow it down from there. To narrow your list down, look at the requirements for applying, the course load, the cost, and see if you can find info from past students' experiences online. Once you find the program that you're most interested in, start the application. Applying. You want to put a lot of effort into the application. Remember that many students are applying to these programs, so you want to stand out. Most applications ask for a resume and cover letter, as well as an essay about why you want to specifically study abroad with that program. Some programs do not allow freshmen and also ask for a minimum grade point average requirements. Some programs do not allow freshmen and ask for minimum GPA requirements, so you want your grades to exceed the minimum requirements. The deadline for these applications are often 2 to 3 months before the program starts. You should treat the application like a college application. That means giving your best effort. Getting paperwork together. You need to get your paperwork and documents together before you leave the country. If you don't have a passport, you need to order one as soon as possible to avoid any delays. Passports take between 6 to 8 weeks to process and cost about $150, which doesn't include passport photo fees. Many post offices can complete the full process for you, and some stores like Walmart or Walgreens can take passport photos for you. There is a $60 fee if you want to expedite your passport process, but it still takes 2 to 3 weeks. You also may need to apply for a visa. It's recommended that you apply at least 3 weeks before you plan to leave. In the future, there will also be an online form with a small fee to travel to some countries where you don't need a visa. Booking a ticket. International plane tickets can be costly, but there are a few ways to get a great deal. When looking for tickets, use incognito mode on your browser so that websites can't track your search. Many airline websites will track your past searches and increase prices if they notice that you've been searching for tickets. There are also 2 websites that offer good deals for students: STA Travel and Student Universe. Try to buy your tickets as soon as possible so that you can get the best price. Travel outside of your program. Think about travel before or after your program begins. If you're already traveling to another region, why not explore as much as possible? You can stay an extra day or week and travel to nearby countries. If you're going somewhere like Europe, remember to make sure that your passport or visa will allow you to do this. Budgeting. While you travel, you want to make sure that your budget for your trip. Currency can drastically change your budget for better or worse. For example, you'll get less euros for your American dollars, but in some countries you can spend 20 euros a day while doing everything that you want. Make sure that you budget for every day of your trip and include money for an emergency like a night at a hotel or medical expenses. Learn about your credit or debit cards, foreign purchase fees, and ATM availability and fees. Those fees can really add up. It's also a good idea to call your bank or your credit card customer service line to let them know that you will be out of the country to avoid denied purchases. You can also use traveler's checks. That sound means the word of the day. A traveler's check is a check that you can buy at the bank and exchange for currency at banks in other countries. If you lose them or they're stolen, you can get them replaced almost anywhere in the world. Studying abroad is a rewarding experience that takes planning. If you start early and stay organized, plans will go off without a hitch. Safety tip of the day. When traveling outside the country, you should make at least 2 copies of all the important items that you will take with you. This includes your passport, Visa credit cards, ID, and anything else that has your personal information or name on it. This includes your passport, Visa, credit cards, ID, and anything else that has your personal information or name on it. Leave 1 copy at home with someone that you trust and take the other with you. You should always carry a copy of your passport, Visa, or ID on everyday outings in case you're stopped. One last tip is to have at least 1 change of clothes in your carry-on bag. This helps you in the case that your airline loses your luggage, which we all know is common.
College can be difficult, but for some students, financial issues can make things impossible. The HIGH program at Wayne State University provides critical funds to students who are having major issues with basic needs like tuition, books, housing, and food. It's amazing, but just a few $100s at the right time can save a student from dropping out or from being homeless. Students should not have to decide between basic life needs and finishing their education. The HIGH program has connected hundreds of students with these basic needs and provided a light at the end of the tunnel for what amounts to the most difficult period of their young lives. If you would like to help, donations of any amount are welcome, and you can find all our information on highprogram.wayne.edu or at WSU High Program.